My name is Mr.Adebanjo. I want to welcome you to this video. In this video, we are going to be discussing Lagos State Public Secondary School examination, the third term examination for 2023 for SS1 for the mathematics, both objective and theory questions. So in the previous video, we solved the SS2 third term examination for the mathematics for objective and the theory questions. So but in this video we are going to do the same thing for SS1 for the mathematics questions. So we are going to be solving both the objective questions and the theory for the past third term examination for 2023 in Lagos State Public Secondary School. But before we get it started, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please click on the subscribe button on the channel right now, so that to help us improve this channel, and also share this video, like the video, and comment in the comment section of this video in order to help us improve this channel. So we are going to start with the objective questions, and the first question we are going to be solving, the objective question, is from the sequence and series. We are told that the fifth terms of the sequence 2, 6 is dash. So you have to find the fifth term of this sequence, but the issue is that we don't know whether the sequence belongs to arithmetic progression or belongs to geometric progression. But if you try arithmetic progression, you discover that none of the options here will be the correct answer. But if you try geometric progression, then one of the answer here is the answer for the fifth term. So the sequence is a GP, geometrical progression. In that case, the first term is 2, and the constant ratio will be, or the common ratio will be 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So, and the fifth term of a GP is AR raised to power 4. So the fifth term of the GP is AR raised to power 4, where A is the first term and the R is the common ratio. So in this case, A is 2, which is first term 2 times, and the common ratio is 6 divided by 2 give us a 3. So the R is 3, then raised to power 4. So 3 raised to power 4 is 81 times 2, that gives us 162, which is option C. Option C is the answer for question number 1. Question number 2 is from coordinate geometry. It's from coordinate geometry, where what is the distance between the 2 points P with this coordinate and Q with this coordinate. So the distance between 2 points is a square root of the change in y squared plus change in x squared. So from these two coordinates of the 2 points, we can get our y2 and y1, s2 and s1. So in this case, 3 is the y2, 6 is the y1, then 5 is s2, 1 is x1. If you put that into this formula here, we have the square root of 3 minus 6 squared plus 5 minus 1 squared. And if you simplify that, 3 minus 6 is minus 3 squared, then 5 minus 1 is 4 squared. So that should give us 9 plus 16, that should give us a sort of 25, and sort of 25 is 5 units. So that should give us option B for question number 2. Question number 3 is from the computer, and we know that in further mathematics SS1 we have your students are also to understand the computer. So they are being tested in this case are these are the types of computer except. So one of them is not a type of computer, which is a compound computer, so which is option D. Also, we are question number 4 is from the number base. In this case, this another name given to base 8 number is called the octa. So octa is the base 8. So option C is the correct answer for question number 4. Question number 5 is from set. The number of subsets in a given set is called the power set, which is option A. So the number of subsets in a given set is called the power set. Question number 6 is from the coordinate geometry. Also is from coordinate geometry. The point -3, 2 is located in which of the quadrants? So we are trying to look for the coordinate where this point belongs to. So if I draw my this cardinal point, and this will be the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, and this is the third, this is the fourth if you go anti-clockwise. Then given this location or this coordinate, our s is -3, so s will fall here, -3, and the y is 2, which should be here. So if you locate that, this is 2 for y and s is -3 here. So at this point where these 2 and 3 meet, they meet at this point here, P. Let's copy, and that means P is in second quadrant, which is option B. Question number 7 is from the sequence and series as well. We are told that the general term of the sequence is 2n squared minus 3n plus 1. Find the value of the 8th term, where n is the terms we are looking for. In this case, so the nth term is 2n squared minus 3n plus 1. So we have to look for 8th term. So you put your 8 in wherever you see n there. So in that case, you'll be having 8th term to be 2 times 8 squared minus 3 times 8 plus 1. So that should give us a 8 squared is 16 times 2, then minus 3 times 8 gives us minus 24 plus 1, and if you simplify that further, that gives us 128 minus 23, and then that should give us 105, which is option A for question number 7. Question number 8 is from the trigonometric ratio. The slope of a line whose tangent is 60 degrees is it's not trigonometric ratio. It's from the coordinate geometry, which is tangent. So the slope of a line whose tangent is tangent is from the coordinate geometry, which is a gradient, not tangent. So slope means gradient. The another name for gradient is a slope. So the slope of a line whose tangent is 60 degrees is a dash. So of course, tan 60 is same thing as change in y over change in x, which is talking about gradient. So technically, we are asking you have to find the gradient of this which is same thing as the tan 60. So if you look at tan 60 is same thing, tan 60 is so 3 over 1, and that will give us 3, which is option C. Question number 9 is from the statistics. The average of the first 10 numbers whose number is dash. The average of the first 10 whole number is dash, rather, sorry. So the average of the first 10 whole number is dash. So there are ways you can do this. I can add 1 to 10 together and then divide it by 10. So that will give me the average. Or to make it easier, we can forward sum 1 to 10 together using sum of terms of AP. So sum of term of AP, we can use that to sum from 1 to 10 together. Since we know the first term and we know the last term, so the last term is going to be 10 and the first term is 1. So and we know the number of terms in 1 to 10, which is 10. So you can sum 10 together. That will be 10 over 2 into 1 plus 10. So from there, if you simplify that, that will be 5 into 11, that will give us 55. So if you sum 1 to 10 together, that will give us 55, and we are looking for the average, so that will be, the average will now be 55 divided by 10, and that should give us 5.5, which is option D. Question number 11 is from sod. We have to simplify 10 over sod 32. So of course we can see that sod 32 is not yet simplified, so we need to simplify sod 32 first, and that should give us a 4 sod 2. So sod 32 give us a 4 sod 2, and that should be 16 times 2. So sod of 16 is 4, then sod 2. So we can now rationalize this now using sod 2 to multiply up and down. So technically we are having 10 over 4 sod 2 times sod 2 over sod 2. From there, if you multiply out, so you'll be having 10 sod 2 over sod 2 times sod 2 give us 2 times 4 give us 8. So you'll be having 10 sod 2 over 8. 2 can go here, 2 can go here, so that should give us a 5 sod 2 over 4, which is option D. So of course, still on the computer here, what is the symbol, this diamond symbol used for in a flowchart? Is for decision. So this diamond symbol in flowchart is used for decision. The process of drawing a flowchart for an algorithm is called flowcharting, which is option C. Then question number 14, you have to solve this indicial equation. You have 1 over 9 raised to power 2x minus 1 equals 1 over 81 raised to power 2 minus 3x. You have to find the value of x. So the best thing to do is to make this base, which is 1 over 81, to look like this base, which is 1 over 9. So all you do is by taking the square of this, so you can say this is 1 squared over 9 squared. 9 squared will give us 81, then 1 squared will still give us 1. So we can write that one as 1 over 9 squared, because this, if you do this, square of 1 will give us 1, square of 9 will give us 81. So raised to power 2 minus, so, and then we know that in law of indices, this power will multiply this power. So technically we have 1 over 9 raised to power 2x minus 1 equals to 2, we multiply 2, that gives us 4, then 2 times minus 3x will give us a minus 6x. So since they have the same base at both sides, so the base can cancel out the base, so you'll be having 2x minus 1 equals to 4 minus 6x. Then from there we can collect like times 2x plus 6x equals to 4 plus 1. So we have 8x equals to 5, divide both sides by 8, x will be 5 over 8, which is option B for question number 14. Question number 15 is from logical statement or logical proposition. So consider the statement: X, the school bus arrived late. Y, the students walked down to the school. Which of the following can be represented by if Y, then X? Emanuela did not go to school because the school bus arrived late. The school bus arrived early, and Kate ran to school. Mary walked to school because the school bus arrived late, which is option C. Either the school bus arrived late or Miriam walked to school. So the option C is the correct option, because if the student walked to school, then the school bus arrived late. Then Mary walked to school because the school bus arrived late. So option C is the correct option for question number 15. Question number 16 is from function. Is from function. We are told that a function f is defined by f of s equals to x plus 2 over s minus 3. We have to find the inverse of f of x. So how do we do that? So f of s is equals to this, so which you can write as f of s, same thing as y. This f of s typically means y equals to x plus 2 over s minus 3. So our aim is to make x subject to the formula here. And how do we do that? Cross multiply. So y will multiply s minus 3 equals to s plus 2. When you open the brackets, you have yx minus 3y equals to x plus 2. Then the collect like times, so we'll be having yx minus x is equals to 2 plus 3y. Then you can factorize x here, so you'll be having x into y minus 1 equals to 2 plus 3y. Then divide both sides by y minus 1, so you'll be having x to be equals to 2 plus 3y over y minus 1. Then in this case, all you need to do is to swap the variable, so x will become y, then wherever you see y here, you become x. So that means you'll be having y is equals to 2 plus 3x over x minus 1. So this y you're having here is not the same thing as this y. This y represents f of x, then this y represents inverse of x. So inverse of f of x, rather inverse. So technically this one will become f inverse of x equals to this. So, and I think option B is the correct answer for question number 16. Question number 17 is from coordinate geometry. Given that M is the midpoint of T and Q, find the length of MQ. So we need to find the coordinate of M, which is the midpoint of this and this. So now do we find the midpoint of two coordinates? So that should be s2 plus x1 over 2 comma y2 plus y1 over 2. So in this case, we get our s2 is minus 8, our s1 is 2, our y2 is 6, and our y1 is 4. If you put that here, you have this. So you have minus 8 plus 2 over 2, 6 plus 4 over 2. Simplify that, for that should be have minus 8 plus 2 will give us minus 6 over 2. So that should give us a minus 3. Then 6 plus 4 over 2, that gives us a 10 over 2, that gives us 5. So you have the midpoint to be minus 3 comma 5. Then we can now find the distance, or find the length of MQ. So the distance of this M and the Q, and we have already done that before. Formula for finding the distance between 2 points is the square root of the change in y square plus change in x square. So from there, our y2 is 5, and our y1 is 6, our s2 is minus 3, and our s1 is minus 8. If you substitute that here, you'll be having the square root of 6 minus 5 squared plus open bracket minus 8 minus open bracket minus 3 squared. And if you simplify that further, you'll be having the sort of 6 minus 5 is 1, then squared plus minus times minus here will give us a plus. So you have a minus 8 plus 3, that will give us a minus 5 squared. So that should give us so the 1 plus 25, that will give us so 26 units, which is option B for question number 17. Question number 18 is from a set. Given that set P has S elements such that the element of S is from 2 to 8, and the set Q has elements such that this element is from 5 to 12, and they are subset of the inverse set, and as in having X elements which belong to real number, we have to find P intersection Q complement. So the first thing to do is to first get the element in each of the sets. So for set P, we have the element from 2 to 8. Then for set Q, we have from the element from the 5 to 12. So 5 to 12. Then the inverse set will be the combination of this element and this element without a repetition. So from there, we need to get a Q complement. So Q complement will be element in the inverse set that is not in Q, and that will be 2, 3, and 4. Then you will now find intersection between the P and the Q complement. So that should also be 2, 3, and 4, which is same thing as 2 less than or equals to x less than or equals to 4. So that should be option D for question number 18. Question number 19 is from the statistics. We are given that the table shows the mark obtained by students in the test. So this is a frequency table. These are marks and these are frequency. So if the mean mark is 3, find the value of k. So we have been given the value of the mean, so you have to use that to find the value of k. So how do you find mean? Mean will be each mark multiplied by this frequency added together divided by the total frequency. So we have 1 times 2 plus 2 times k plus 3 times 1 plus 4 times 1 plus 5 times 2 over total frequency. That will be 2 plus k plus 1 plus 2 and plus 1 plus 2, which is this. So you have been given the value of the mean, which is 3. So you have 3 here. So you'll be having 3 equals to 2 times 1 is 2 plus 2 times k is 2k plus 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4 times 1 is 4 plus 5 times 2 is 10 over, if you sum this, you have 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2, that will give us a 6 plus k. From there you can still simplify the numerator further. That should give us a 19. If you collect like times 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 10, that will give us 19 plus 2k over 6 plus k. From there you can cross multiply. You cross multiply, 3 will multiply 6 plus k, that will give us 3 into 6 plus k equals to 19 plus 2k. Then from there open the bracket, we have 18 plus 3k equals to 19 plus 2k. From there you can collect like times, so that should give us a 3k minus 2k equals to 19 minus 18. So you have k equals to 1, which is option A for question number 19. Question number 20 is from the logarithm. We have to simplify log sod 27 minus log sod 8 over log 3 minus log 2. So it's from there. Of course, we know that square root of 27 means that 27 raised to power half, and the square root of 18 also means 8 raised to power half if you change it to initial form. So if you do that, you have this. Then we know that in laws of logarithm, the power will go to the back and the power also will go to the back here. So you have a half log. We can now change 27 to an index form also, which gives us a 3 raised to power 3. Then this power come to the back here, you have minus half. Then change 28 to index form as well, you have a 2 raised to power 3 as well. So that means this power also will go to the back, this 3 also will go to the back as well. So here you'll be having the 3 that come to the back will multiply half, so you have half times 3 log 3. Then also this 3 also will come here as well, you have half times 3 log 2 over this. From there, if you simplify further, half times 3 gives us a 3 over 2 log 3. Same thing here as well. Then if you look at everything here, 3 over 2 is common, so you can factorize that out. So that means you'll be having 3 over 2 into log 3 minus log 2 over log 3 minus log 2. So this can take care of this. Log 3 minus log 2 we cancel log 3 minus log 2 under, so we are left with 3 over 2, which is option D for question number 20. Question number 21 is from sod. You have to express 8 sod 3 as the square root of a single number. So of course 8 sod 3, then if you make this 8 sod, take it back into the sod, that will give us sod 64. So that means we having sod 64 times 3, and 64 times 3 will give us 192. So that means it's going to give us a sod 192, which is option D. Question number 22, the is from sequence and series, in this case geometrical progression. We have to find the geometrical mean of the sequence 6, 12 and 24. So we have to find the geometrical mean of these 3 numbers, and that is gotten from the sod of the last number multiplied by the first number. So that should be sod of 144, and that should give us a 12, which is option B. Question number 23 is from the statistics as well. We have to calculate the standard deviation of the number of the following marks 2362 5042. So it's very simple as well. Before we find the standard deviation, we need to find the mean. So mean is x bar. How do you find the mean? You add the numbers together divided by the number of data we have there. So if you add the number together, we have this over 8, and if you sum the number together, we have 24 over 8, that gives us 3. So the mean of the data is 3. From there now you can now compute the standard deviation. So standard deviation is of an ungrouped data is the sort of summation of x minus x bar squared over n. So we need to compute our x minus x bar. So we are x is the number given to us, to all this number are x, then our x bar is the mean that we have gotten here. So we have to remove the mean, which is x bar, from all this value of x. So that means having 2 minus 3, that gives us minus 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. 6 minus 3 is 3. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. 5 minus 3 is 5 minus 3 is 2, not minus 2. Then 0 minus 3 is minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Then what do you do next? You have to square the deviation. Square the deviation. So you have to square each of this value. So if you square them, you have this. Then you have to sum it together. So if you sum this together, you have 26. Then if you now return it back into this formula, we have the sort of 26 over our n is 8. Number of data that is there, 8. So if you simplify that, that should give us 1.8, which is option C. Question number 24 is from set. Two sets are said to be disjoint if and only if dash, if and only if the union is an empty set. They don't have a union. You don't have a union, so that's when they are disjoint, which is option C. Question number 25 is from the inequalities. We are given 2 over 3 minus 4x greater than 2 into 1 minus x. So we have to find the range of the value to make this true. So if you, this is the inequalities. So what can we do? You can multiply through by 3 to clear the denominator. So if you multiply through by 3, so if 3 multiply this, you have 3 will cancel 3, you have 2 left. 3 multiply this minus 4, that gives us minus 12x greater than, if 3 multiply this, that gives us 6 into 1 minus 3, so 1 minus x. Then you can open the bracket here, you have 2 minus 12x greater than 6 minus 6x. Collect the like times, you have minus 12x plus 6x greater than 6 minus 2, so that gives us minus 6x greater than 4. Then divide both sides by minus 6, so the inequalities will change. So you have x is minus 4 over 6, s is less than minus 4 over 6, and then that will give us s is less than minus 2 over 3 if you reduce this, and then that should give us option D if I'm correct. Question number 26 is from the sequence and series geometrical progression. The first and the third term of a geometric progression is 3 and 48 respectively. We have to find the common ratio. So the first term is a, so first term, which is a, so you'll be having a equals to 3 for the, so and we are giving the third term. What's the third term of a GP? That should be AR squared. So AR squared will be equals to 48. So AR squared equals to 48. So we have to find the value of our R. Our A is 3, so you can put that here. So you'll be having 3 R squared equals to 48. You can divide both sides by 3. So you'll be having R squared equals to 16. Then take the square root of both sides. R will be equals to 4, which is a C. Question number 27 is from binary operation. It's from binary operation. Sorry for that. A binary operation is defined on the set of real numbers by a asterisk b equals to a squared plus b plus ab. We have to find the value of x for which 5 asterisk x is equals to 37. So you have been given the rule. So you are having a asterisk b equals to a squared plus b plus ab. So you have to simplify a 5 asterisk x to be equals to 37. So 5 asterisk x, so it means your a is 5 and your b is x. So you put that into this rule, then equals to 37. So if you do that, so you have a is 5, so that means you have 5 squared plus our b is x. So you have x plus 5x equals to 37. So if you're having 5 squared plus x plus 5x equals 37, simplify that, you have 25 plus 6x equals 37. Collect like time, you have 6x equals 37 minus 25, and 6x equals to 12. Divide both sides by 6, s will be equals to 2, which is option C. Question number 28 is from trigonometric ratio. That is a complementary angle in trigonometric ratio. We have sine x plus 30 equals of cos 40 degrees. You have to find x. So a student that is very smart should know the answer of this. Sine what will give us a cos 40. So sine 50 is sine 50 is complementary to cos 40. So that means your s will be 20. But if you don't understand that, let's try to simplify it. So we have that sine, question given to us is sine s plus 30 equals to cos 40. You can call down equation 1. If you recall, complementary angle between sine and cos, you know that sine x should be equal to cos 90 minus x. So that is complementary angle. Then from here now you can make this sine s to look like this one. You can make this equal to this. And how do we do that? All we have to do is to add 30 degrees to this. If you add 30 degrees to this, then the same thing you do here also. So if I add 30 degrees to this, so we are having sine x plus 30 equals to, I'll do the same thing here, 90. Then I'm adding 30 to this, so the minus will affect whatever I do here. So I have minus open bracket s plus 30 close the bracket, close the bracket. Then this minus will now open this bracket here. So you'll be having this equals to cos 90 minus x minus 30. Then now you have 90 minus 30, that gives us a 60. So you'll be having sine x plus 30 equals to cos 60 minus x. So you can call this one equation 2. So we can now compare equation 1 and 2 now. Compare this one and this one. So we have this equals to this, so they will cancel out. So that means we are having cos 40 equals to this. So you have cos 40 equals to cos 60 minus x. Cos will take care of cos. You have a 40 equals to 60 minus x. Collect like times. You'll be having s equals to 60 minus 40. Then s will be equals to 20, like I said before, which is option B. Then you have to evaluate question 29. Evaluate 0.05 raised to power 3 minus 0.03 cube. So your calculator can help you with this instead of wasting time, because it's an objective question. If you simplify this with calculator, you have 0.00098. Change to standard form. Sorry. So change to standard form. You move the decimal point from where it is to here, in between 9 and 8. So you have moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that may be having a 9.8 times 10 raised to power minus 5, which is option A. Question number 30 is from the bearing. Which of the following bearing is equivalent to 50 degrees southwest? So this is a compass bearing. We have to change it to 3-digit bearing. So we have to change it to 3-digit bearing. In that case, you need to draw a cardinal point, then locate this bearing. So of course we have north, we have the south, we have the west, and we have the east. So 50 degrees southwest. So all of us will locate this point or this bearing. Southwest, this is south to west. So that means there will be a straight line here. A straight line will be here. Then the angle from the south to the west. So the angle from here to from the south to the west. So that's why you have 50 degrees there, south to the west, and that's the bearing. So you are changing it to 3-digit bearing. So in 3-digit bearing, the origin is the north. You go from the north down to this line here. So from the north to this line, that's what we are looking for. So how do we get it from the north to this line? We know that from the north to the south is 180, and from here to here is 50. So that means from here to here will be 180 plus 50. So therefore the bearing of 50 degrees southward will be 50 plus 180, and that should give us a 230 degrees. So which is the option D. If you want to understand bearing very well, I have a video I made on bearing on this YouTube channel. Please, you can check that video where I explain everything on bearing, so how to enlighten you more on bearing. Question number 31 is from function. It's from function. You have f of s is equal to 2s squared minus 5s minus 3. You have to find f of minus 2. So f of s is this. So f of x, okay, I repeated that. F of s, okay, I can write this one and this one like this. So f of x, you can write f of x like this as well, see the same thing. So you have to find f of minus 2. So whatever you see x, you put minus 2. So you have 2 into minus 2 squared minus 5 into minus 2 minus 3. So that should give us a 4 times 2. That'll give us 8 plus 10 minus 3. So we have 8 plus 10 minus 3, and that should give us 15, which is option D for question number 31. Question number 32 is from logarithm. We have that log 27 base 3 is equal to 2x minus 1. You have to find the value of x. So we have log 27 base 3 equals to 2x minus 1. If you understand logarithm very well. If you don't, please check my YouTube channel. There's a video I made on logarithm where I explain everything on logarithm and the meaning of logarithm and how it can help us. So if you understand logarithm very well, you know that a log 27 base 3 is saying that how many times can you raise 3 to get 27, and that should give us 3. So log 27 base 3 is 3. So that means be having 3 is equal to 2s plus minus 1. Collect like times, you have 2s is equals to 3 plus 1. So 2s is equals to 4. Divide both sides by 2, s will be equals to 2, which is option D. Question number 33 is from the vectors. We have that vector p is equal to 3i minus 2j and vector q is I plus 6j. You have to find the value of 2p plus q. So 2 is a scalar, it will multiply this vector p, then whatever you get you add it to q. So from there you are given this vector and this vector. So 2p plus q, so 2 multiply vectors p, so you'll be having 2 into bracket 3i minus 2j plus our q is a I plus 6j. Open the bracket here, you have a 6i minus 4j, then plus I plus 6j. Collect the like times, you add I to I, you add j to j. So then you have 6i plus I, that give us a 7i, then a minus 4j plus 6j, that give us a plus 2j. So I think option B is the correct answer for question number 33. Question number 34 is from the inequalities, but in this case inequalities of quadratic or quadratic inequalities. So in that case you have x squared minus 5x greater than minus 6. Take the minus 6 to this side, you have x squared minus 5x plus 6 is greater than 0. Then you can now use the method of solving quadratic equation to solve this. So we can use a factorization method here. So you look for two numbers can multiply together to give us 6, and when you add it together give us minus 5, and that should be minus 3 minus 2. So in that case you'll be having x squared minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 greater than 0. Factorize this, s is common, you have s into x minus 2, minus 3 is common, you have minus 3 into s minus 2 greater than 0. So you have s minus 3, then s minus 2 greater than 0. So it means that each of them are greater than 0 if you understand the rules of inequalities of quadratic. So both of them are greater than 0, so you'll be having s is greater than 2 or s is greater than 3. So for question number 35, you have to find the modulus of this vector I minus j plus k. So to find the modulus of this vector, this true straight line means modulus. So that should be square root of each of the square of the vector of the components. So the square root of I squared plus square root of minus j squared plus k squared. So I squared will give us 1, because in vector I times I will give us 1, j times j will give us 1, k times k will give us 1. So you'll be having the 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that should give us a sort of 3, which is option B. Question number 36 is from the fraction, algebraic fraction. So you are given that f5m minus n over m plus 4n is equal to minus 4. We have to find the value of m over n. So it's very simple. From there we can cross multiply. We have a 5m minus n equals to minus 4 into n plus 4 n. Open the brackets. We have 5m minus n equals to minus 4m minus 16n. collect like times. So we have 5m plus 4m is equals to n minus 16n. Then that should give us a 9m equals to minus 15m n. So our aim is to find m over n. So we can divide both sides by n. So we'll be having 9m over n equals to minus 15. Then divide both sides by 9. You'll be having m over n is equals to minus 15 over 9. So we have m over n is equals to minus 15 over 9. You can reduce this, 3 can go. So you'll be having a minus 5 over 3. So which is going to give us minus 1 over 2 over 3. So which is option A for question number 36. Question number 37 is from the indices. We have the 64 raised to the power half plus 125 raised to the power 1 over 3 squared. We know that this one is saying that 64 raised to the power half means square root of 64, and the 125 raised to the power 1 over 3 means a cube root of 125. So what's the square root of 64? That gives us 8. And what's the cube root of 125? That gives us 5. Then squared. Then a plus 5 is 13. Then you have 13 squared, and that gives us a 169, which is option C. Question number 38 is from the function and mapping and function. A subset of the codomain, which is the collection of all the images of the element of the codomain, is called the range, which is option D. It's called the range. Question number 39. Find the sum of the first 6 terms of the exponential sequence. So the question is from the sequence and series, which is geometrical progression. So you have to sum the first 6 terms of the exponential sequence. Given this part of this sequence, you have 18, 6, and 2. 18 is the first term, and you can find the common ratio, which should be 6 divided by 18 or 2 divided by 6. So from there, the first term is 18, then the common ratio is 1 over 3. So since the common ratio is less than 1, so we will know the formula you are going to use, because when you are summing terms together in GP, we have 3 formula. There is a formula for summing term when r is greater than 1, and there is one for summing term when r is less than 1, and we have sum to infinity. So in this case, our r is less than 1, so we have the sum of terms equals to a into 1 minus r raised to the power n over 1 minus r, because our r is less than 1, which is 1 over 3. If you substitute that into this, we will have a is 18 into 1 minus 1 over 3 raised to the power, our n is 6 over 1 minus 1 over 3. If you simplify that further, you'll be having 18 into 1 minus 1 over 3 raised to the power 6. 1 raised to the power 6 give us 1. 3 raised to the power 6 give us 729 over, find the LCM and simplify that, give us 2 over 3. From there, if you find the LCM of this bracket here, you have a 728 over 729. Then this division here, you are having this division, then 2 over 3. You can change this one to times, so that will be 2 times 728 over 81. 9 can go here, 9 can go here, so times 3 over 2. So 2 will cancel 2 here. If you simplify, you have a 728 over 27. Because 3 can go in 81 27 times. So that will be option C for question number 39. Then question number 40, which is the last objective question for this question. We have to sum to infinity of the sequence 1 to this. So sum to infinity, okay, the first time is 1, and the common ratio will be this divided by this, or this divided by this, or this divided by this. So we have a 1 over 4 divided by 1, that gives us 1 over 4. So the common ratio is 1 over 4. Then sum to infinity is equals to a over 1 over minus r. If you substitute that, you have a 1 over 1 minus 1 over 4. And if you simplify that, that will give us a 1 over, find the LCM of that, give us 3 over 4. So if you understand indices very well, this means you need to inverse this fraction 3 over 4. If you inverse it, That should give us a 4 over 3, which is the option D for question number 40. So you have been able to solve all the 40 objective questions step by step together. So let's start with the theory part of the questions. So for the theory, the first question, number 1A, is that is from the set, and we are given that the inverse set is from the 1 to 10, and the set A has a prime factors of 42, and the set B is a number less than 6. You have to list the element of set A and set B, and then from there you can now do this. So let's first of all do that. Now the universe set has the element from 1 to 10. Then for set A, prime factors of 42. Now we know that prime numbers are numbers that are divisible by themselves, and 1. Number that are divisible by itself and 1 are prime numbers. So, but those prime numbers must be inside the inverse set, and they must be the factor of 42. So those numbers will be 2, 3, and 7. This 2 is a prime number and it's a factor of 42. 3 is a prime number and it's a factor of 42. We don't, and 7 is a prime number as well and it's a factor of 42. And this element also are in the inverse set. And we know that meaning of factors means that a number that can divide 42 without remainder, but it must be a prime number. So we have 2, 3, and 7. Then for element of set B, number less than 6, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That are the inverse set. Then now we have listed those elements. Then we have to write down the element of A union B. So the A union B, we need to combine this element of set A and set B without repetition. So that should give us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Then A intersection B, that will be element that is common to set A and set B. So that should be, so 2 is here, 2 is here, 3 is here, 3 is here, and I think that's all. So A intersection B will give us 2, 3. Then also we have to find the A complement intersection B complement. So before that, we need to get our A complement first. A complement is the element in the inverse set that is not in the set A. Element in the inverse set that's not in set A, that's the A complement, and that will be 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Then for B complement as well, that will be element in the inverse set that is not in B. That give us a B complement, and that should be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you can now find the interaction between this. So A complement intersection B complement will be element in the here, and that are also here, and that is 6 is here, 6 is here, 8 is here, 8 is here, 9 is here, 9 is here, 10 is here, 10 is here. So that is the element in A complement intersection B complement. Then for question number 1B is from the binary operation. An operation is defined on the set of real number s asterisk y equals to s plus y minus 2xy. If the identity element is 0, find the inverse element of A under the operation asterisk. So we are given the rule x asterisk y equals to s plus y minus 2xy, and we have to find the inverse element, and there is no inverse element unless there is an identity element. So the inverse of an element combined together by its inverse should give us an identity element. So that is we are looking for the inverse of A, so that means A asterisk its inverse should give us identity element, which is E, and where E is the identity element, and we have already been given the identity element, which is 0. So that means here you'll be having 0, and A raised to power minus 1 is inverse of element A. So from there now you're having A asterisk A inverse, which seems to look like this. So we can put this into this row. Your S will be A and your A inverse will be Y. So if we put that here, what do we have? We have A plus A inverse minus 2 times A inverse equals to identity element is 0. So from there you can collect that times A will come here. So you'll be having A inverse minus 2A a inverse minus, if a come here you have minus a, then you can factorize a inverse out here. So if we factorize a inverse, so we'll be having a inverse into 1 minus 2a equals to minus a. So you can divide both sides by 1 minus 2a because we are looking for a inverse. So therefore a inverse will be minus a over 1 minus 2a. So that means the inverse element of a is minus a over 1 minus 2a. Then question number 1c is from the indices. It's from indices. We have to simplify this indicial expression here. So we have 6 raised to power 2n plus 1 times 9 raised to power n times 4 raised to power 2n over 18 raised to power n times 2 raised to power n times 12 raised to power n. So there is nothing we can do here. We can't make the base to be equal because we cannot find the index. We cannot find the index of 6. We can find the index of 9. You can find the index of 2. We can't find the index of 18. You can't do that here. So but another way we can do this is that this 6, we can find two numbers you can multiply together to give us 6. So that will give us 6 times 2 times 3. So we can write this one as 2 times 3 in bracket, then raised to power 2 plus 1. Do we understand that now? Then we can find the index of 9, that will be 3 raised to power 2. Then that will multiply n, that gives us 2 raised to power 2n. You can find the index of 4, that gives us 2 raised to power 2. Then that will multiply these two, that gives us 2 raised to power 4n over. You can also find the two numbers you can multiply together to give us 18. So that should give us 2 times 9 raised, then in bracket raised to power n times 2 raised to power n. We can also simplify 12, that gives us 3 times 4, then raised to power 2n. So from there also, each of these number will have the power. So then each of these number will have this power. This one was this 2 will have this power. 3 also have this power according to the first law of indices. We can go from the left to the right. We can go from the right to the left. In this case, look at this. This one look like what you have in here. Then we can go from here to this one. So that means here 2 we have the power 2n plus 1. Then multiplied by 3 also will have the power 2n plus 1. So if you write that, if you do that, you'll be having 2 raised to power 2n plus 1 times 3 raised to power 2n plus 1 multiplied by 3 raised to power 2n times 2 raised to power 4n over, we can do the same thing here, 2 raised to power n times 9 raised to power n times 2 raised to power n times 3 raised to power 2n times 4 raised to power 2n. Do you understand that very well? Good. Then if you do that, we can simplify this one. We can still simplify this as well. Now then before that also, we can also break this one down as well according to this rule. So 2 raised to power 2n plus 1 give us 2 raised to power 2n times 2 raised to power 1. Then times, we can also do that here, 3 raised to power 2n times 3 raised to power 1. Then times 3 raised to power 2n, then times 2 raised to power 4n over 2 raised to power n times, simplify this, index of 9 is 3 raised to power 2 multiplied by n times 2 raised to power n times 3 raised to power 2n. Then you can simplify 4 as well, that will be 2 raised to power 2. Then 2 times 2 give us 4, that we have 2 raised to power 4n. So now we can reduce this, we can cut 2 raised to power 4n, we cut 2 raised to power 4n here, 3 raised to power 2n, we cut this as well. So that means we'll be left with okay, 3 raised to power 2n, we also cut 2 raised to power 2n. So we are left with 2 raised to power n, 2 raised to power n here. We are left with 3 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 1, then we are left with 2 raised to power n here. So that means you'll be left with this. You'll be left with this now after cutting. So from there, 2 raised to power 1 seems as 2 and 3 raised to power 1 seems as 3. Then we are left with under in the denominator you have 2 raised to power n times 2 raised to power n. So you can apply the law of indices to this one since they have the same base and you're having times, you can add the power together. So that may be having 2 raised to power 2n times 6 over 2 raised to power 2n. So this will cancel this. So that may have a 6 over 1, which is 6. So the answer for this question is 6. Question number 2 is from the SOD. We are given that p plus half of SOD 3 multiplied by 1 minus SOD 3 to be equal to 3 minus SOD 3. You have to find the value of p. So if you write that, we have this, then what do you think we can do? Our aim is to find the value of p here. So what do you think we can do? Should we open the bracket? We can do that, but that will make the work complicated. So we can divide both sides by this bracket here, this bracket 1 minus SOD 3. We can divide both sides. So if you divide both sides by 1 minus SOD 3, so you are left with this. You are left with this one here. So you will be left with a p plus 1 over 2 SOD 3 equals to this divided by this. You have 3 minus SOD 3 over 1 minus SOD 3. So you have divided both sides by 1 minus SOD 3. Do you understand that? So look at the right hand side, this side here. You know that we can simplify this one by rationalizing it, because the denominator, we are having a fraction and the denominator is in SOD form, so we need to rationalize by multiplying up and down by the conjugate of 1 minus SOD 3. And what is the conjugate of 1 minus SOD 3? That will be 1 plus SOD 3. So if you do that, so we rationalize the right hand side, then if you do that, you'll be having p plus 1 p plus half of SOD 3 equals to this fraction multiplied by the conjugate over the conjugate. So by the idea of rationalization of SOD, we know that the denominator here are different of 2 squares. So that means you can do 1 squared minus SOD 3 squared. Then the numerator will have to multiply out for the numerator. So if you do that, you'll be having this. So 3 times 1 will give us 3. 3 times SOD 3 give us 3 SOD 3. Minus 3 times 1 will give us a minus SOD 3 times 1 will give us minus SOD 3. Then minus SOD 3 times SOD 3 give us a plus 3 over applying the difference of 2 square here. You have 1 square minus SOD 3 squared. Then if you simplify further, 1 square will give us 1, SOD 3 square will give us a 3. Then here you'll be having 3 minus 3 give us 0. So you're having 3 SOD 3 minus SOD 3, that will give us a 2 SOD 3. So that means you'll be having p plus half SOD 3 equals to 2 SOD 3 over 1 minus 3, and that should give us p plus 1 over 2 SOD 3 equals to this over minus 2. So 2 will cancel 2, so you are left with p plus half of SOD 3 equals to minus SOD 3. Our aim is to find p, so that we can collect like times this one will come here. So you have a p is equals to minus SOD 3 minus 1 over 2 SOD 3. So from there you can find the LCM here. So you'll be having p is equals to, the LCM will be 2. So 1 into 2 give us 2. 2 times minus SOD 3 give us minus 2 SOD 3, minus 2 into is 1. Then 1 times SOD 3 give us SOD 3. So minus 2 SOD 3 minus SOD 3 will give us a minus 3 SOD 3. So you'll be having p to be equals to minus 3 SOD 3 over 2 as the value of our p. So that's solution for question number 2. Then for question number 3, question number 2b, that the question is from the sequence and series. We are told that the first term of an arithmetic progression is minus 8 and the last term is 52, and the sum of the terms is 286. Find the number of terms in the series. So you are given the first term of the AP. What is the first term of an AP? That should be A. So that means you'll be having A is equal to minus 8. So A is equal to minus 8, and the last term is 52. So L will be last term, that will be 52, and the sum of term is 286. So sum of the terms in that sequence is 286. So you have to find the number of terms So then we are looking for the value of our n in this case. So then in that case we are given the sum of terms in of that sequence, and we know that when it comes to arithmetic progression, sum of terms in the AP has two formula. So in this case, which one are we going to use? So we are going to use sum of term is equals to n over 2 into a plus l. Since we know the first term, we know the last term as well, and we are given the value of the sum of terms, so we are looking for the value of our n here. So if you substitute that here, you have 286 is equals to 286 is equals to n over 2 into our a is minus 8 plus 52. So from there, minus 8 plus 52 give us 44. So you have 286 is equals to n over 2 multiplied by 44. Then 2 in 44, 2 can go in 44, that gives us 22. So you have 286 is equals to 22n. So we can divide both sides by 22 now. So that will give us n to be equals to 286 divided by 22. So you'll be having your n to be equals to 13. Question number 3 is from the function. We are told that the inverse of a function of f is given by f inverse of s to be 5x minus 6 over 4 minus x. We have to find the value of f of x. So we are given the inverse to find f of x. It's very simple. So you are given the inverse of x, inverse of f of x to be 5x minus 6 over 4 minus x. So that means you can call this one y. So this f inverse here, we call it y equals to 5x minus 6 over 4 minus x. So our aim is to find the value of our x here. So you can cross multiply. If you cross multiply, your y will multiply 4 minus x equals to 5x minus 6. Open the bracket, you will have 4y minus xy equals to 5x minus 6. Collect like times, you will have minus xy minus 5x is equals to minus 6 minus 4y. Then from there you can factorize x in this, or before that you can see that minus is common to everything. You can multiply through by minus. So you'll be having xy plus 5x equals to 6 plus 4y. From here now you can now factorize x here. If you factorize x, we have x into y plus 5 equals to 6 plus 4y. Our aim is to find s. You can divide both sides by y plus 5 now. So that may be having x to be equals to, you'll be having x to be equals to 6 plus 4y over y plus 5. Then from there now, what do? You swap the variable. So this one become y. Then wherever you see y here, that will become x. So you'll be having y is equals to 6 plus 4x over s plus 5. Now this y and this y, they are not the same thing. This y is representing the inverse of the function, but this y is representing f of x, so which is the function itself. So therefore we'll be having f of x to be equals to 6 plus 4x over s plus 5. Now that we know the function, we have to find the value of x when f of x equals to 5. So all you need to do is to equate this to be equals to 5, then you can find your s from there. So if you do that, you'll be having f of x to be equals to 5. Then that means your f of x is this function s 6 plus 5 4s over s plus 5 equals to 5. Cross multiply there, you'll be having 6 plus 4s equals to 5. We multiply this, you have 5 into s plus 5. Open the brackets. From there we have 6 plus 4x equals to 5x plus 25. Then from there, collect like times, we have 4x minus 5x equals to 25 minus 6. So you'll be having minus x is equals to 19 divided by or multiply both sides by minus, so you'll be having s equals to be minus 19. So that's for question number 3a. Question number 3b is from the coordinate geometry. We have to calculate the distance between point A and point B. We have done this one before in objective over and over, but since you have to do that again in theory. So the formula of finding the distance between 2 points given their coordinate is square root of change in y squared plus change in x squared. So your y2 will be minus 2 here, and your y1 will be 4. S2 is minus 2, S1 is 6. If you put that into this formula, you will be having the square root of minus 2 minus 4 square. This is square, not raised to power 6, please. This is a typographical error. This is square plus open bracket minus 2 minus 6 squared. So then if you do that, minus 2 minus 4 will give us minus 6 squared. Then minus 2 minus 6 will give us minus 8 squared. So from there, minus 6 squared is 36, minus 8 squared is 64. So if you add it together, that gives us a sort of 100, and then the sort of 100 is 10 units. That's the distance between point A and point B. Question number 4 is related to computer. So they want to test the student on the computer, define computer and name its components, enumerate the 5 basic units of computer, state 2 advantages of flowchart. So I will leave this one with the student to go and read their notes on this. Please read your note on this, or get a material where you can read this. You are only focusing on the calculation aspect of the question, not storytelling part of it. So let's go to question number 5 quickly. Question number 5a is from the question number 5 is from the question number 5 is from vectors. You are given that vector u is this and vector v is this, so you have to find the dot product of u and v. So like I said, it's from vector. Vector u is given in having 3 components, I, j and k, and the vector v also having I, j and k as the components. So you have to do u dot v, the dot product of the 2 vectors, which is u dot v, because in a vector we have 2 products. We can have dot product and we can also have a cross product. So cross product is left for SS2 and the dot product is for SS1. So how do we find the dot product of these 2 vectors? I will multiply I, j will multiply j, and k will multiply k. So because if I multiply j, that will give us 0. If I multiply I, j multiply I, that will give us 0 as well. If k multiply another component aside from k, is going to give us 0 as well. So instead of wasting our time on that, we know that if I multiply I by I, that will give me 1. J times j will give me 1. K times k will give me 1. So if I multiply j against j and k, that give me 0. Multiply j against I and k, that give me 0 as well. Multiply k against I and j, that give me 0. So instead of wasting our time, you can just multiply I by I, j by j, then k by k. So if you do that, we have a minus I times 3i, that give us a minus 3. Then plus 2j times 4j, that give us 8. Then minus 2k times minus 12k, that give us 24. If you simplify that further, then that give us 29. So the dot product of 2 vectors will give us a scalar or a constant. So that gives us 29. So question number 5, Roman figure 2 means it says that we have to find the angle between vector I and vector v. So to find the angle between them, that's cos theta will give us the dot product of the 2 vectors over the product of the absolute values of the 2 vectors. So we have already simplified the dot product of u and v. That gives us 29. So we can return that one here. So we'll be having cos theta equals to 29 over the modulus of, or the absolute values of each of the vector. That will be square root of the for the modulus of u. That will be square root of square root of the square of each of the components. So we'll be having square root of minus I squared plus 2j square plus 2k square. So this will be minus 2k, not 2k. So minus 2k square, but that will still give us the same answer, because if I square it, the minus will go. So this should be minus 2k square. Then multiply by the modulus of this as well. That should give us a 3i square root of the square root of 3i square plus 4j square plus minus 12k square. If you simplify that further, you'll be having the cos theta equals to 29 over minus I square will give us a 1, because minus I times minus I give us a 1. Then also 2j square will give us a 4. Then 2k square will give us 4 as well. Then 3i square will give us 9. 4j square will give us 16. Minus 12k square will give us a 144. So if you simplify that further, we have cos theta equals to 29 over sod of 9 multiplied by sod of 169. Sod of 9 is 3, sod of 169 is 13. So we have a cos theta is equals to 29 over 13 times 3 times 13, that gives us 29 over 39. And divide this by this, that gives us a 0.74358. Our aim is to find theta, which is the angle we are looking for. So theta will be equal to cos inverse of this. So cos inverse of this, and if you simplify that with your calculator, that should give us theta to be equal to 41.96 degrees as the angle between the two vectors. Now question number 5b is from the inequalities. You have to find the range of values of the inequality p minus 1 greater than or equals to 2 into p minus 4. So that's very simple as well. All you need to do is to open the bracket first where the name be. So if you open the bracket, you have a p minus 1 greater than or equals to 2 into p minus 4. Open this bracket, so we have a p minus 1 greater than or equals to 2p minus 8, collect like times. So I have p minus 2p greater than or equals to minus 8 plus 1. So p minus 2p will give us a minus p greater than or equals to minus 7. Multiply both sides by minus, so we'll be having p less than or equals to 7. So which is the solution for that question. Question number 6 is from the statistics. The table shows the distribution of the mark obtained by some students in the test. So we have mark from 0 to 10, and the number of students are given as well. You have to calculate the mean score, and you have to find the modal. So this is repetition, the same thing you have here, same thing you have here. So repetition. So you have to find the mean, and there are ways to find the mean here. So this is a group data. I can tabularize it by finding to find the mean of a group data. That will be summation of fx over summation f. So the mean of a group data is calculated by summation f over summation fs over summation f rather. So then how do we find the mean, and how do we go about it? Now this method I use is the shortest method. Instead of creating the table to get summation fs over summation f, so we can just use the short method. That will be 0 multiplied by 5 plus 1 multiplied by 4 plus 2 multiplied by 4 plus 3 multiplied by 3 plus 4 multiplied by 6 plus 5 multiplied by 4 plus 6 times 7 plus 7 times 8 plus 8 times 4 plus 9 times 3 plus 10 times 2 over sum of the frequency. So you had 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 6 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. This is what you're having here. And if you simplify this further, you have a 0 here. 4 plus 8 plus 9 plus 24 plus 20 plus 42 plus 56 plus 32 plus 27 plus 20 over, if you sum this together, the denominator, you have 50. So now you can now sum the numerator also together. If you do that, we have 242 divided by 50, and if you divide that, gives us a 4.84 as the mean of this course. Then to get the mode is the number, the mark with the highest frequency. Don't forget that these are marks. then the one that has the highest frequency there. So the highest frequency here is 8. So that means Mark 7 appear 8 times. So that's the highest number, that's the number that appear most here, which is 7. So 7 appear most, it appears 8 times. So that means 7 is the mode for quest 7 is the mode. So, and that's the solution for question number 6. And we have been able to solve all the questions given to the student in the public school, Lagos State public schools, public secondary school, for third term examination for SS1 student. And we have solved the further mathematics question, both objective and the theory. And I want to believe that you have learned one or two things from this video. And please, if you are here to subscribe to this channel, please click the subscribe button right now on the channel, so that you help us improve this channel, and also you'll be notified immediately whenever I post information on this platform. Please share this video with the students out there, like the video, comment in the comment section of this video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and God bless you.